Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Sharif bin Abdul Karim. I'm the final year student. So today I will present my final year project. I am supervised by Wan Rosada. So my topic for the final year project is the factors causes the stratified housing values decline in Penang. So today let's see my presentation.
For my presentation today, I will cover the introduction, problem statement, objective of study, scope of study, significance of study, expected of study, literature review, research methodology, and conclusion. As we know, house is the main essential needs by every household. It also is a basic necessity of life as a protector from rain and heat. The ability to own a house is depending on household income. Housing price, as we know, is increased by year to year, especially in main state like Penang, Johor, Selangor, and Kuala Lumpur. In order to encourage the citizen to own a house, government, together with the financial institution like bank and also together with the private sector, has planned various initiatives to increase the number of house ownership by citizens through the home ownership campaign, Rumah Mampu Milik, My First Home, and so on. In investment sector, the property market always been as a priority as their investment branch. Lately, stratified housing value in Penang has shown declining. Property Market Report 2019 issued by Jabatan Penilaian dan Perkhidmatan Harta reported that the market situation in Penang has been decreased in value by 15.3% compared to 2018, even though transaction value increased by 0.2% in overall. While in the subsector residential in Penang also shown a value decrease by 9.2% as compared to 2018. So the problem statement here are what are the factors causes the stratified housing values decline in Penang Island, and is it all area in Penang Island facing this trend of value decline? For this study, I have two objectives. The first one is to identify the factors causes the stratified housing values decline in Penang, and the second is to identify the area which facing this trend of value decline in Penang. To better understanding of this study will be conducted in Penang, in the area of Penang Island only, but not included the mainland area. The Penang Island is divided into two districts, which is the Southwest District and Northeast District. The study will be focused on stratified housing only, but not includes the low-cost scheme. The significance of this study is it contributed as information towards the related person or bodies. Findings from this research will be benefited the person who has an interest to the research issue. The person who may benefit it are valuer, developer, property investors, and property agent. Valuer, who is directly in charge in task for valuing the property absolutely, will benefited from this research. Finding from this research can be as a guidance to them in assessing the property market in order to determine the exact property value. Developer is a primary party in creating property market. This research absolutely also will be able to help them in terms of planning a new and future development. Property investor actually really needs for this such of market research because will help them to achieve their aim in property investment and also to understanding the current property market. Property agent also benefited from this research as it gives them extra knowledge, extra information, thus assist them in matter of negotiation with customer. What are the expected from the study? The study is expected to provide information on the factors causes the declining value of stratified housing in Penang, and also to identify the areas which value is declined in Penang. On the next slide, we will see the list of literature review. For this topic of research, I refer to several previous studies. The first one is by Nordiana in 2018 about factors affecting the housing affordability. The next one is by Kenneth Richard Corosini in 2009 about statistical analysis of residential market prices up and down. And the next one is by Bojan Gram and Darja Kolbalgram in 2012 about factors which are critical to potential acquirers of a real estate right in deciding to purchase property. And the next one is by Xiao Hui Ko, Normaz Wana Ismail, and Chin Lee in 2017 about the macroeconomic determinants on the house price and house demand in Malaysia. The next one is by James Delesley and Terry Grissom in 2011 about valuation procedure and cycles and emphasis on downs market. The next one is by Stephen Gerlach and Wen Shengpeng in 2004 about relationship between residential property prices and bank lending. And the last one is by Kung Ki Chen, Hua Lo Long, and Chang Rong Kin in 2020 about the relationship between urban housing prices and capital deepening. On the next slide, we will look at the research methodology. On my research methodology, there are 4 phases. The first one is to formulate a research proposal and early work, where consisting of determining the topic of research, problem statement, and objective. The second phase is a data collection. Data will be collecting both either primary or secondary data. Primary data is a direct data obtained by through interview and questionnaire. Secondary data can be gathered by other sources, either printed sources or through website. In correspondence to the research objective, I have selected some of a stratified housing scheme to be assembling. The site selection is selected randomly by every mukim or town in each district. So this will help us in order to identify the area which is decline in value. For each site, some questionnaire will be distributed in order to collect data about the factors influencing the decrease in value, especially for the internal factors. These factor, these factors will identify more through interview with relevant person. On the next phase, third phase, is where the analysis and finding will be conducted. The collected data will be analyzed in order to get the findings. And lastly is the final phase where the research being concluded and the recommendation will
So,
be given.
for the conclusion, we can observe that there are many factors of housing ownership in Malaysia. Wants and need by each person is different each other. Economic situation is also take part in affecting the condition of property market. The property market will change when there is change of demand and supply. The identification of these factors is very important in order to know how it changed the property market. So we can analyze these factors for their relationship with the property market. That's all for my presentation today, and I hope you enjoy my presentation.